The year is 2077.
There are some much insane video games, short games, long games, and huge games. So today I want to show you 10 games that in my opinion are games worth to play for more than 100 hours and just story games. So online games won't be in the list. Hope you enjoy the video. Let me know it, clicking a like button, and also subscribe to the channel. New videos every day here. Thank you, and let's go to the games.
The tarnished will soon return, guided by grace once lost.
Elden Ring, the biggest and most beloved game of the already classic studio from Software. The game was released in 2022 and was the best game of that year according to the Game Awards. And if you want to play it, it's available on Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4 and 5, Windows. Until the end of 2025, it'll be released on Nintendo Switch 2. The game is a massive open-world Souls-like, an action RPG, and is one of those games that won't tell you what to do. You'll see some tips if you pay attention to the game, but the exploration here is the most important, and it's really immersive in this game. The journey is hard, but extremely pleasant in case you like Souls-like games, and it'll take about 60 to 100 hours to finish. And beyond that, there's a huge expansion, probably the biggest expansion ever released in a video game, and will add about 30 hours of gameplay in the game.
Emboldened by the flame of ambition, someone must extinguish thy flame.
They will fight, and they will die.
Once we were many, now we are few. Hunters, killers of the world's filth.
The Witcher 3, one of the most beloved action RPG games ever released, it was released in 2015 by the studio CD Projekt Red and won the Game of the Year in that year. After releasing The Witcher 3, the world just realized how impressive the studio was, and from there on everyone just want to know about their next game. By the way, there will be their next game in this list, and The Witcher 4 is already announced too, which shall be one of the biggest games of its year. The open world of this game is impressive. It's huge, with many different quests and side quests, all of them with a lot of personality. It's impressive, and around the world you'll find many different people with different dialogues, mini quests, and interactions will add a lot to the gameplay immersion. The main story takes about 60 hours, but it's so good that you'll want to do the extra missions to get better items or even explore more of the universe. And there's 2 great expansions, what will add more than 30 hours of gameplay to the game.
Witchers, the ultimate killing machines. Among us, a legend. The one they call Geralt of Rivia, the White Wolf. White Wolf, at last.
I saved you. And I'm here to save you again. The parasites are merely a symptom of a greater sickness in Faerun. The infected hear the voice of the Absolute and believe it to be a god.
Baldur's Gate 3, the most impressive tactical RPG ever released. The game was developed by the studio Larian Studios and was released in 2023, winning as the best game of the year in that year, and it's available on Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows. In case you like tactical RPG, it's almost impossible that you've never seen Baldur's Gate 3, since it got really famous right after it was released, and the reason is simple. The game is simply amazing in every term, since the story, which can change based on your choices along the game, the characters, the combat possibilities, and the amount of details in every choice. Everything can change in a small decision, like kill or not an NPC, or even doing things that you didn't even think it was possible. It's even scary to think that the developers worked so hard to make every decision of the player to be really important. The main story takes about 70 hours to be finished, but if you play it all, I'm sure you'll want to explore much more the universe of the game, trying to do all you can before ending.
The Absolute is more dangerous than you can possibly conceive. It threatens all who live. It threatens the gods, the weave, the very fabric of the universe itself.
They'll probably hang you, buddy.
You coming, buddy?
In the late 1800s, America was evolving, on its way to becoming the most powerful country in the
Red
world.
Dead Redemption 2, my favorite game of all time, a masterpiece developed by Rockstar Games. It was released in 2018, and so far it's only available on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC, but you can play it on the current generation, but it will be the past generation version. It's an immense open-world game, set in the American Western style, and is simply one of the best general entertainment pieces ever made, with impressive details, realist graphics, an immersive and insane story and storytelling, and great characters. In the game, you'll explore a huge open world, meeting many different people, and having an interaction possibility with everyone in the game. Of course, you'll be able to develop more of the relation with some, but you can talk to everyone in the game. What feels absurdly immersive in the game? The story takes about 40 hours to be finished, but the game is filled with side quests, mini games, challenges, and much more, and you'll easily play more than 100 hours, and all this time will be really good.
With Red Dead Redemption 2, Rockstar Games aims to create a living world that's not simply open, but deeper,
Come on, pretty boy.
more interactive and detailed than ever.
Pretty boy?
Minecraft, this is a game some people got over 1,000 hours played. Some people think it's a simple game, or even a game for kids. What's not a lie, but the depth of the game is impressive in many different details, since the learning of the mechanics, create each item, or how to take care of the animals, crops, and much more, to the redstone system. That's simply one of the most impressive things ever created in a video game. That's a sort of electric energy, which you use to create many different things, since a simple button to open something to really impressive stuff, such as automatic machines, escalators, even a computer. Yeah, that's possible. The game was developed by Marcus Person, known as Notch, but he sold the game, and it now belongs to Mojang, a studio from Xbox Studios. And so far, it's a highly played game around the world, since the original Minecraft to community mods that were created along the years.
You are truly as he anticipated. This is truly an unjust game. But if my voice is reaching you, I beg you, please overcome this game and save the world.
Persona 5, probably the biggest JRPG ever created. A game with a huge universe and lore, and it's the favorite game of many people around the world. It was developed by Atlas and released in 2016 to PlayStation 3 and 4, but there are different versions too, which you can play on almost all current consoles and PC. Don the mask and join the Phantom Thieves of Hearts as they stage grand heists. Infiltrate the minds of the corrupt and make them change their ways. That's the Steam briefing of the game. The gameplay mixes a lot of features: exploration, dialogue choices, combat, which is a turn-based combat, and much more. The universe of the game is huge, with many different characters, all really interesting. And as you play, you'll get even more connected to these characters. So I'm sure that if you like JRPG games, this one will probably be the biggest one you'll ever play, at least until the next Persona game. The story takes about 97 hours to be finished. And if you want to do more than just the story, it could go up to 170 hours.
Allow me to observe the path of your rehabilitation. Gather personas and bring them here. Execute them and continue to give birth to even stronger personas.
The world is not as it should be. It faces an inevitable utter ruin. However, mankind is said to hold the power to overturn even the most dire of predicaments.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is obviously the sequel of the original game released in 2018, and it amazed all players that tried it. So the second game was released in 2025, and it's simply one of the best games of the year, better than the first game in almost all aspects. The studio that developed it is Warhorse Studios, the studio of the old Mafia franchise writer, and the game is available on Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows. The game is set in an immersive and impressive open world, where you can explore many different realistic areas, by the way. As it's a medieval game, you can explore castles, buildings, churches, and much more. All that's set in the accurate state of the time the game is set. Everything with impressive details. The gameplay is like a simulator. You can't do much more than you could do in the reality. I mean, if you try to face 4 guys, you'll surely lose, as the combat is extremely realistic in a lot of details, since the weapons, movements, damage, and more. And the world itself is really realistic too, with laws, NPCs that seems to be alive, and deep dialogues with many different people.
Becoming more than a peasant.
You know the trouble with an adventurous life? It can end before it gets started.
Monster Hunter World, the biggest and most beloved game of this gigantic action RPG series. It was developed by Capcom and released in 2018 to Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Windows, but you can play in the current generation as well. You surely know the series already, but in case you've never played, it's an action RPG where you can play alone or with your friends, hunting down huge monsters. Some may be easier, some shall be harder, but all of them with a lot of charisma and style. As you start playing, you'll get to know the mechanics of the game. What's not that complex, but as you keep advancing and getting better in the game, you'll start to see why the players like so much of this game. It's almost infinite, if you like, always giving you new things to do, bosses to kill, or items to get, so it's really addictive. The story takes about 45 to 50 hours to beat, but as I said, the game is much more than it. For example, if you want to get the Platinum Trophy on PlayStation, it shall take about 300 to 400 hours, which will take a real long time for most of the people.
Night City. In Night City, the rules are different. Stakes are higher.
Cyberpunk 2077, the game developed right after The Witcher 3 by CD Projekt Red. The game was released in 2020 to Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Windows. And in that moment, everyone got disappointed with the game. It wasn't that everyone expected, but in the next years, it released to Xbox Series XS and PlayStation 5. And along the years, they fixed many problems of the game and added many features. What made the game way better than in the launch, beyond that it's already confirmed that the game will be day one on Nintendo Switch 2, with the DLC included. The game received a huge DLC, with a new map, new characters, new weapons, vehicles, and more. Adding all that to the game makes the experience playing really good. The core of the game is similar to The Witcher, but the gameplay and universe are totally different. This is a FPS RPG, obviously set in a futuristic cyberpunk world, where the technology is in another level, and nothing is really natural anymore. Not even the people. The possibilities in the game are many, since missions, side missions, dialogues, and much more, what makes the replay factor interesting. It takes about 40 hours to be finished, but exploring and doing everything, including the DLC, you'll easily play for more than 100 hours, and it's really worth nowadays.
The year is 2077. An economic crisis culminating in nuclear conflict has left America in pieces. With most of the continent degenerating into lawless war zones, people from all over have converged on the already overcrowded Night City, one of the world's last great...
The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, the sequel of Zelda Breath of the Wild. That's in the same style. A huge open world with a lot of possibilities. And I must say that Elden Ring wouldn't exist without Breath of the Wild. That was surely a huge inspiration for Elden Ring. Tears of the Kingdom was developed by Nintendo and released in 2023. Only on Nintendo Switch, and it was announced already that Breath of Wild and Tears of the Kingdom will get a new version to Nintendo Switch 2, with better graphics and performance. The game follows the story of Link, a knight that fights to save the Princess Zelda, what's usual in almost all games of the series. But here the universe is huge, and as Elden Ring, the game won't tell you what to do, but give you a lot of tools and mechanics, so you can discover the best ways to surpass the challenges. To finish the game, you'll take about 50 to 60 hours, but the game is so huge, with so much good content, that you can spend more than 200 hours playing to get everything, and all that time will be really fun, as the game continue to surprise you in every aspect of gameplay.
Link.
And those are the games, guys. Let me know if you liked it, and I'll surely make a second part with more single-player games to play for more than 100 hours. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next video.